how is the trade deadline shaping up? It's a week from Tuesday, and obviously Green Bay would love a receiver. Obviously, Tampa would love a receiver. Odell Beckham looms out there as a potential saving grace for somebody who needs some help at that position. What are you hearing ear to the ground on this front right now?
And here's the key, Rich. And this is one of those, I mean, I've been doing this over 20 years now, and different weeks, different months, different points of the schedule bring back the same talking points. And as we get closer to the trade deadline, it's important to remember it doesn't close until after Week 8. And things can change dramatically for teams as we even get to Week 8. A team that wins Week 8 has a different vibe, a different feel, a different overall attitude than the team that loses Week 8, whether it's a contender that wins or loses or a potential fire sale candidate that wins or loses. Who's really out of it right now? We thought the Panthers were. They moved Christian McCaffrey. Well, they're not really out of it. The Broncos, I'm told if they lose to the Jaguars in London this weekend in a battle of 2 and 5 teams, Bradley Chubb is likely to be gone by Tuesday. He's in the last year of his contract, just like Von Miller last year. Let's just move on, get something now. But if they beat the Jaguars, then things change. There's a huge difference. You know, even though teams are fairly bunched together, for a lot of these games, like 3 and 4 versus 2 and 5, that's a huge difference. 3 and 5 versus 2 and 6, huge difference. And so we really won't know buyers, sellers until we get there. Now, obviously, the McCaffrey deal's already happened, but as we get through this week, I mean, from the Packers' standpoint, if they get blown off the field by the Bills, does it really matter to them to give up future assets to go get a receiver, or do they become a team that potentially starts looking for guys they can trade off? Imagine that. The Packers is sellers at the trade deadline. But if they lose in like a statement game, changing the guard type of 45-3 outcome on Sunday night, who knows what their mindset is Monday and then up until 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. I
don't know. For Green Bay, if they trade people away because they get blown out with a visit to Detroit right after that, I don't know if there's enough ayahuasca in the world for Aaron Rodgers to not storm the front office to say what the hell's happening, you know, because his window is definitely closing. And then that makes a big Week 8 game for Cleveland against Cincinnati, right? I mean, if Cleveland falls to 2 and 6, could they be sellers as well? What do you think on that front?
They could be, but, you know, they play Monday night, so they got limited time to get those deals done if they decide that now's the time to try to flip some of these assets. And it is complicated. What can we get for these players? How coy should we be? We saw the report from yesterday that the Panthers said no to a pair of first-round picks for Brian Burns, and they regard Burns and
I know. I saw what you said about that too, Mike. I thought I agreed with you. I thought that sounded like, hey, we're not tanking here. We said no to all these guys, and they offered us more for this guy than the one that we just traded away.
And we're not giving guys away. I mean, every player's got a price. This is something that we've got on our list to discuss this week. I've done this before on PFT Live, where we identify the players that are truly untradeable right now. And I'm having a hard time adding to the list beyond Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, players for whom you would just you would say no to whatever the offer is.
Yeah.
Beyond Mahomes and Allen, I don't know that there's many. Aaron Donald right now is getting toward the twilight of his career. He used to be on that list. There was a time when Russell Wilson was on that list. Now he's untradeable for different reasons altogether. So I'm talking about good untradeable, not no, we don't want that contract untradeable. Allen's and Mahomes. Beyond that, I think anyone's fair game, and any of those guys on the Panthers are fair game. I just think David Tepper doesn't want to give guys away for nothing.
Say the name you just said, TJ. This is not a bad one right there. Go ahead.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons, not a bad one. I don't think Dallas is any figure on that one at all for Dallas.
I agree, but, you know, and this is where the exercise can become a little rigged. Would they trade him for Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? Yes, they would.
TJ?
Those guys aren't tradable.
Mic's off.
Suddenly your mic's not working, huh? Fantastic. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.